You should die before me. That was what I told my friend Young Money the night he said goodbye. It wasn't a joke. It wasn't a dramatic line. It was my desperate way of holding on to someone I cared about. Someone who was about to risk it all for greener pasture. On that scorching evening in Lagos, where the heat matched the intensity of hell itself, we couldn't sleep. At the time, I was squatting with two of my friends, JP and Matthew, in a tiny suffocating room somewhere at Ogba, Lagos. The room had one small window. Barely 5 meters away stood another building, and its window facing directly to ours. Zero privacy, zero breeze, just heat and frustration. That room wasn't just small. It was death trap. Our landlord's son lived in the building opposite with his wife and kids. Every night he would power on his noisy Tiger generator. The exhaust pipe pointed straight at our window. We were forced to sleep, breathing in fumes like abandoned men on death row. But we couldn't complain. How could we? The guy was the landlord's son. And me? I was just a squatter, squatting with a squatter. No voice, no right, just suffering in silence. Some night I will escape to my friend's shop, a barber, just a few streets away. I sit there to clear my head, find some fresh air. His name was Rollins, but we often called him Young Money. He wasn't just smart, he was sharp, always clean, and always tells stories. One night, sitting outside the shop under the buzzing street lights, he told me something that shook me to the bone. He said his elder brother had died, poisoned by someone he called friend, just weeks before his flight to Europe. He had thrown the party to celebrate his visa. That night was the last time anyone ever saw him alive. A few months later, Young Money pulled me aside again and said, "Advance, my man. I am leaving this country." By road, he added. I froze for a second. He said he was going through Libya to Italy. Then he looked at me, eyes wet, and said something that broke me. "I am deleting all my social media accounts. If I die, I don't want anyone using my page to remember me. I don't want my life to become a cautionary tale. I just want to die in silence like nobody." I laughed nervously, and then I told him, if you die before me." We hugged each other. He said, "If I succeed, I succeed, and if I perish, I perish." Years later, I got a message on Facebook. It was Young Money. He had made it, but the stories he shared was something I was never prepared for. He described Libya like a place outside the earth, a living hell, betrayals, stabbings, kidnappings. Human life had no value. Girls were raped, men turned against each other over a bottle of water. He told me some of his guys he traveled with drank urines, female urine, because there was no water in the desert. Urine became expensive. He said, "Bro, there were times where I couldn't cry. Not because I was too strong, but because even the tears in my eyes had dried up." He told me about the sea crossing. There were only a few life jackets. Mothers held their babies tight to their chest, hoping they survived the waves. One woman's baby slipped from her hand and fell into the water. She dove right in to help the child. She never resurfaced. Both she and the child were gone. The boats kept moving. Those who fell off the trucks were never seen again, swallowed by the sand like they never existed. He told me how they slept beside corpses, stepped over dead bodies, how some of them lost their minds and became like zombies, eyes wide open, souls gone. He said, "Bro, that desert changed my life. It killed some part of me that I will never get back again." And as I sat there reading his words, I was speechless. How did we get here? How did things get so bad that the only way to live is to nearly die? And the sad part, most of the people that take this journey are young, smart, talented youth full of dreams. But Africa, our home, gave us nothing, no safety, no opportunities. We send our brightest ones through desert, hoping Europe will welcome them like a lost son. Some of them survive, some of them don't. And yet our leaders sleep peacefully. Their kids are abroad. Their future is secured. Their bellies are full. And here we are, chasing shadows in foreign land. Moral lesson: not every opportunity is worth the risk. What one person succeeds, another person might not succeed. If your country values you, you won't need to risk your soul to find peace. Never judge anyone's journey unless you have walked in their shoes. Life in Nigeria is hard, but death isn't the only option. Choose wisely. Call to action. If you are planning to Japa by road, think again. Ask questions. Speak to people who have been there. Watch documentaries. Read stories. And if you have influence, use it. Speak up. Mentor someone. Donate. Vote. No citizen should ever feel like the only way to live is to live. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Stanley Chooks, aka Advance, aka Pink, the fine boy.